let's discuss some basic questions on percentages. This will enhance your understanding of percentages. First question is, if A's income is less than that of B's by 40%, then B's income is what percent more than that of A's? This question is just based on relative concept. Okay, I have taken this question to enhance, to make a relative concept clear to you. Okay, percentages is always a relative quantity. Okay, here if you look that A's income is dependent on B's income. Okay, and now we have to find how is B's income related to that of A's income. Okay, this is the basic question. In this question, since there is no fixed value given, all are the things which are relative. That means percentages is in the form of percentages. Okay, all the quantities, all the numbers which are in relative form. There is no fixed quantities, so we can make a general value substitution. General value substitution means we can make either of the person income to be 100. Okay, this is the assumption we can do. Here no fixed value or discrete value is given. Here only value which is given is 40 percentages, which is a relative concept, which is relative quantity, not a fixed quantity. So we are making a general value substitution here. We can assume either A's income to be 100 or B's income to be 100. However, we can solve this question by assuming variables also, that is variable X or Y. But it is far easier to solve questions by general value substitution. Always use general value substitution when there is no fixed value given in a question. Here, relative value, that is in the form of percentages, which is 40% given. So I am making a general value substitution. Now a question would arise in your mind, whose income should we consider to be 100? So let us try assuming A's income to be 100. For instance, let us assume A's income to be 100. Then we will try to find B's income. So if you look at the question, A's income is less than that of B's income by 40%. Here A's income is dependent on B's income. Okay, if we assume A's income to be 100, it is not that easy to calculate the income of B, because A's income is dependent on B's income. Okay, that solution is given. So we'll assume B's income to be 100. Okay, I think this point should be clear, is clear to you, and this point should be clear because this point will form a base for you. Okay, so I'm assuming B's income to be 100. Let the income of B be 100. Since the income of B is 100, okay, and it is given A's income is less than that of B's income by 40%. That means A's income is less than that of B's by 40%. That means 40% of B. We have to calculate 40%. In order to calculate A's income, we have to calculate 40% of B's income and then we have to subtract from it. Okay. So let us calculate 40% of B's income, which will come out to be 40. Since it's a basic video, basic tutorial, I am doing every part separately. If you solve this question in exam, you don't have to write this every moment. So from here, A's income will come to be 100 minus of 40, which is 60. Okay. Now what? We have calculated A's income to be 60. We have to find how much percentages is B's income more than that of A's. Okay, we have to find how much percentages is B's income more than that of A's. So okay, in order to calculate more income, we have to find first of separate B minus A. That means we have to calculate the amount by which the income of A, so B is more than that of A. It will come out to be 40. 100 minus of 60. B value of B is 100 minus of A, that is 60, which will come out to be 40. Now we have to calculate percentages with respect to A's income. That means the base should be 60 and this is the more amount and should be calculated like this. And if you solve this entirely, it will come out to be 66.67 percentages. Okay, hence the answer of this question is 66.67 percentages. Therefore, I can say B's income is 66.67% more than that of A's income. This question should be clear to you because this question will develop base for solving all the other questions. Okay. Now I'm moving to the second question. Question says if 80% of A is equal to 50% of B, and the second relation given is B is equal to X percent of A, then you have to find the value of A. Okay. This question is given in a form of words, so we'll just convert in the form of an equation. We have already studied how to find how to convert this form in terms of the equation. So I'm just writing it in the form of equation. 80 by 100 into A is equal to 50 by 100 into B. Okay, I've converted this in the form of equation. Now what? So second equation given is B is equal to X upon of 100 into A. Okay, we have to calculate the value of X. So I'm just calculating the value of X in the form of in the terms of A and B. It will come out to be B upon A into 100. Okay. Now in order to find the value of X, we have to calculate the value of B upon A. Okay. We don't need to find the value of B and A separately. We just need to find B upon A, and I just calculate that value from this equation. In this equation, this gone, this gone, and B upon A will come out to be 8 upon 5. I think this is clear. I have shifted this 5 here and this A there. So the value of B upon A is 8 by 5. I am substituting this value here, and I get X is equal to 8 upon 5 into 100. And from here the value of X will come out to be 60. I've done a simple calculation. I think this question is clear to you. Okay. Whenever this kind of question comes, whenever any type of questions come in this format, just try to convert in the equation and try to analyze the situation and try to find the values which you need to find. Okay. So I think this question is clear. I'm moving to the next question. Our next question is when 75% of a number is added to 75, resultant is the same number, then find the number. Okay. Our question says 75% of a number is added to a 75. Okay. And the resultant which we have got after adding that 75% of a number to 75 is the same number. Okay, suppose the number was X, we have calculated 75% of X, and then we have added 75 to that, and we have got the same number X. So I'm just assuming that number to be X. It will be 75% of the X will be this, and we'll add it with 75, and the resultant is same number, which is X. I think this part is clear to you. Now I'll find the value of X. The value of X will come out to be like this. I just solved simple question, simplified that, and from here value of X will come out to be 300. I think this question is very clear to you. Now I should move to some other questions. These are the basic questions. I'll move to some other basic questions to make your concept strong. Let's see some more questions. Let's see some more basic questions on percentages. First question is: if the price of a table becomes rupees 4375 after reduction of 12.5% in print rate, then what is the print rate of a table? Question says the price of a table was something. Now after reduction of 12.5% from its price, it has become rupees 4375. Okay. We have to find the actual price of a table. That means the price of a table before its reduction. Okay. From this question, one thing should be clear from this question. if 12.5% was not deducted from the actual price, the actual price would have been 100%. This point should be clear in your mind. Okay. Now I'm solving this question. There are different methods we can proceed. First, we can calculate. We'll find 12.5% of print price, and then we'll deduct from it, and we'll equate with 4375, and then we'll find the value of print price. Okay. In order to solve this question, there is one fixed value given, that is 4375, and one relative value is given, that is in the form of percentages. So we cannot solve this question by general value substitution. We have to make some assumption. That means we have to assume some variables. So here I am assuming the print rate of a table to be X. That means X is the print rate of the table. I am assuming this. Okay. Then let the print rate of a table to be X. Now what? 12.5% of X is deducted from this. That means I deduct like this, X minus 12.5% of X, and I'll equate it with 4375. Okay, and if I solve this, it will come out to be like this, 87.5 upon of 100 is equal to 4375. This is 75. I think this equation is clear to you, and this is again clear to you. I have just solved this side. I've taken LCM, and so if I solve this, it will come out to be 87.5 x upon 100. Now if I solve this, this will be 1000, this this will be 5, and value of x will become to be 5000. Hence the print rate of the table was 5000. I think this question is clear to you. However, you should note one thing also. From this question, if you are a basic, if you are starting, if you are a beginner, you can solve. You just frame this kind of equation. But if you have expertise in percentages, you don't need to write this every time. You know that the actual price of a table would have been 100%, and from that 100%, 12.5% was reduced. That means I can directly write this equation. That means 100 minus 12.5. That is 87.5 upon 100 into x, which will be equal to 4375. I think this part is clear to you. So I'm moving to the second question. In the second question, if 15% of a plus b is equal to 25% of a minus b, then what percent of b is equal to a? This question is just based on a relative concept. Some two equations are given, and we have to find the percentage of b which is equal to a. Okay. Sometimes students confuse of whom we have to take percentages. As we know, percentages is a relative concept. So we cannot make we cannot solve without knowing the variables actually, without putting the variables in a right position. So I am solving this question. We have to find what percent of b is equal to a. That means here a will come and here b, and this will be multiplied with 100. Because we have to find the percentages. That means we have to find the value of this equation. I think this part is clear to you. If this part is clear to you, we can proceed further very easily. Let's see. Two equations are given and they are equalized. Okay. I'm just solve this question in the form of variable, convert in the form of equations. I'll write it like this: 15 upon 100 of a plus b is equal to 25 by 100 of a minus b. This 100 gone, this will be 5, this will be 3, and from here 3a plus 3b is equal to 5a minus of 5b, and from here if I solve it, it will be 2a is equal to ab, and I can say a upon of b is equal to 4. I think this part is clear to you, because from here this part is clear to you. In this equation, only a upon b was the variable to be known, and I have calculated A upon B. I'll substitute A upon B here, and 4 into 100, which will come out to be 400. That means the answer of this question is 400%. Okay, that is 400% of B is equal to A. Okay, I think this part is clear to you. This question was a simple relative question. Let's move to the next question now. A question says a number is increased by 20% and then it is decreased by 10%. What is the percentage change in the number? A question says there is one number and first it is increased by 20% and then further it is decreased by 10%. Then we have to find by what percent is the change in the number. Okay, by what percent number has changed. Okay, so here no fixed value is given, all the relative value that is in the form of percentages is given. So we are making general value substitution, and here only one number is given, so I am assuming that number to be 100. So let us assume that number to be 100. The number is 100, and if I calculate 20% of a number, which will come out to be 20. Okay, 20% of a number is 20. And what number says, and what question says, that number is increased by 20%. That means earlier number was 100, now it will be 100 plus 20, which is 120. Okay. Then it is further decreased by 10%. That means now it has been decreased by 10%. That means 10% of 120. This point should be noted. Students confuse, they just find the 10% of 100. But now that is not correct, because number has already been increased by 20%. So we have to find the 10% of this number, increased number, that means resultant number after the increment of 20%. Now the 10% of this number will come out to be 12. Now this has been decreased. So I'll just subtract 120 minus 12 and I'll get the resulting number. So hence the number is now 108. Earlier it was 100, now it is 108. We have to calculate the percentages change in the number. Okay, for calculating percentages change, we have to first calculate the change in number. Okay, for change in number, we have to just subtract it from the actual number and resultant number, and then it will come out to be 8. And for the percentages change, I'll just write this equation and it will multiply with 100, and this will come out to be 8%. And 8% what? 8% is the change in number. That means number has been increased by 8%. Okay, this point should be clear because this number has been increased by 8%. Point should be noted that it has increased by 8%. If it had if there would have been negative sign, I would have said the percentage has decreased by 8%. But here is a positive sign, so I will say the percentage has increased by number has increased by 8%. I think this question is clear to you. I'm moving to the last question of basics section. Okay, the question is, if x% of A is same as y% of B, then find z% of B in terms of x, y, z and A. There is two equations given in this question, that is this, and we have to find the value of this equation in terms of this variables. This is a very simple question. I've just taken this question to confuse you, because sometimes students get confused after seeing lot of variables. Just for the sake, just for the make you familiar with the variables, I have taken this question. So if this question is given in the form of word problem, I'll just write in a form of equation. So it will be like this: x% of A will be like this. Okay, so I'll write it like this: x upon 100 into A. Into A, I'm writing it like this, and y upon 100 into B. Now what? We have to find z% of B in terms of A. Z upon 100 of B. In terms of x, y, z and A. We have to find this value in terms of x, y, z and A. If you look at this question, we have to eliminate B from this equation. So from this equation we have to calculate value of B. So let us calculate the value of B from this equation. The value of B will come out to be x upon A upon of y, x into A upon of y. and I'll substitute the value of b here. So it will be like this: z upon 100 into xa upon of y. Okay, so the answer of this question should be like this. Okay, it should be this: z upon 100 into x upon a, x into a upon y. Okay, the answer of this question should be this. But I can also make it in a form of words also. We can write in also for words. I can write it like this: x upon y percent of z, or I can write as z percent of x upon y. Okay, this I can write this this answer in this form also. Okay, if in your exam variables or options are in this form, you can also mark this or this as per the options. So this is for the basic part. Now I'll move to the successive concept, which is a very important concept on percentages. Let's start new topic, that is successive percentages. In successive percentages, we calculate some percentages of some absolute or discrete value, and we get some resultant. And of this resultant, we calculate again some percentages of this resultant. And this process goes on, this chain goes on. Let me take one example, this will be more clear then. Suppose we have to calculate 75% of 80. Then we have to again calculate 50% of 75% of 80, and again we have to calculate 20% of 50% of 75% of 80. We have to find the value of this expression. Okay, this is a case of successive percentages in which we'll get resultant of this value, then we have to calculate this whole sum, and then again we have to calculate this complete expression. Okay, so how will proceed in this type of questions? We'll look at where the absolute value is located. Here absolute value is this 80. Okay, this value is fixed value, and of 80 we have to calculate the percentages. Okay, so we'll proceed like this. First we'll calculate this part and we'll get some resultant. How we'll do is we have to calculate 75% of 80, and if you solve this, this will come out to be 60. Okay, therefore the value of this is 60. Now we have to calculate the value of 20% of 50% of 60. Instead of calculating this whole, now we have to calculate the value of this 20% of 50% of 60. Okay, and now we'll move further like this. 50 by 100 into 60 will get 30. Now the value of this whole expression is now 30. Then again equation is reduced as 20% of 30. Then instead of calculating, instead of finding a value of whole expression, now we have to find the value of 20% of 30, which will come out to be 20 by 100 into 30 is equal to 6. If you calculate this, it will come out to be 6. Okay, that means the value of this whole expression is 6. Therefore, the answer of this expression is 6. But this is not the good way of solving. This is a very basic method in which we have gone step by step. This process may take a lot of time and it's time consuming, as well as sometimes there may be error also in calculating this. So we need to, if this kind of questions come in exam, we should try to solve it in a single line, and we should make some expression which will give the value of this in a single line. Okay, so let me frame that equation. That will be more helpful. This part was for basic, and now those who want to excel in competitive exams should follow this method, and they should try to learn this what I am doing. Okay, first we have to calculate 75% of 80. That means I'll calculate something like this. Now I'll get some resultant. Okay, I'm not calculating the value of this whole expression. And one thing I would like to recommend in all the chapters and for the competitive examinations, one thing which I would like to suggest to all, that never try to calculate fractions unless and until it becomes very necessary to solve questions. Never solve fractions. Mind it. Here 75 by 100 into 80 is the value of this expression, and now we have to find the 50% of this whole expression. That means we have to find the 50% of this expression. So I can write it like this. Okay. Now I've got the value of this expression from here to here. Now, but I have to calculate the value of this. That means 20% of that all value. Therefore, the value of this expression is 20. Now we have to calculate 20% of this expression. That means this expression. Therefore, I'll write it down like this. Okay. Now if you solve this equation, answer will come out to be 6. And this is the more method approach to solve this kind of questions. Okay. Then now I recommend that to try to solve all the questions in a single line. That will make you more comfortable in competitive exams. So I've taken one simple example here. Let's try this also. Question says, if the population of a town is 10,000, it increases by 20% during the first year, then increases by 10% during the second year, and then decreases by 10% during the third year. What is the population of a town after 3 years? Question says the population of a town is 10,000 and it increases by 20% after the end of first year. Then again it increases by 10% at the end of second year. And finally at the end of 3 years it decreases by 10%. We have to calculate the population of a town after 3 years. How will you solve this question? I'll solve it by basic also, and then I'll frame single line equation for this. Okay, let's see how we'll work on this type of questions. See that the earlier population of a town was 10,000. Now it has increased to 20%. 20% of what? 20% of the population of the first at the starting of that year. Okay, at the starting of that year was 10,000. So I'll calculate 20% of 10,000. Okay, it will come out to be 12,000. This is 10,000. 20% of 10,000 is 2,000. Therefore, I have added 10,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 12,000. Okay. Instead of doing this, you could have solved like this also. 120 upon of 100 into 10,000. This will also give you 12,000. Why I have done this? This is 100% population. Earlier it was 100%. Now it has increased by 20%. That means now the present population is 120%. Therefore, the population is 12,000. Now what I will do in the next approach, what it is given in the second year, it has increased by 10% again. That means the population is 12,000 plus of 10% of what? Of 12,000. Remember that earlier I have said that population increases of that the population of at the starting of that year. So the population is now 10% of 12,000 plus 10% of 12,000, which will come out to be 13200. You can check it now. You can easily check it out, or you can solve it like this also. 110 by 100 into of this will be 12. This will be 13200. Okay. Now in the final year, the population has decreased by 10%. So what? We have to decrease the population of that town by 10%. Of what? Of 13200. I think this part will be clear why I have taken 1320 here, because population at the starting of that year was 13200. Now it will come out to be 11880. Okay. You can solve it. You can solve it by simple method, by simple subtraction, or you could have done like this also. 90 by 100. Earlier population was 100%. Now it's 90%. So I can do like this also. 1320, and this will come out to be 1180. This is the final answer. Why I have done 90%? It should be clear, because it has decreased by 10%. That means Earlier it was 100%, now it is 90%. So this is the way I could have solved this question. This is a way which a very beginner, a very student at starting should do like this. But if you want to crack competitive exams, this method is very time taking. You should try to frame equations in a single line. Let me show you how to do this. Earlier population has increased by 20%. Okay, so you can do like this. Of this. This is the population at the end of first year. Now it is a resultant population. Now it has increased further 10%. That means I have to calculate 110% of that year. Now I'll get some population here. Now again in that population has decreased by 10%. That means it is now 90%. I'll get some population here, and this population will give the population at the starting of third year, and this will give the population at the end of third year. This whole equation will give population at the end of third year. So I could have done this question in a single line. Never try to solve the questions by this method, by doing step by step. Try to frame a single line equation for all kind of questions. That will be more easier for you. This method, this successive percentages is used in all the chapters. I'm almost in work time, in data interpretation, in averages. Everywhere you'll find its application, its use. Okay, so this is sufficient for the beginners tutorial. Now I'll move to level 1 type of questions.